Let us discuss values in teacher education. Mahatma Gandhi has said, by education I mean an all-round rounding out of the best in child and man, body, mind and spirit. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already existing in man, as Vivekananda has said. Education is the creation of a sound mind in a sound body. Education develops man's faculty, especially his mind, so that he may be able to enjoy the contemplation of supreme truth, goodness, and beauty, as Aristotle has earlier said. Now, let us see in detail what are values. Values regulate and guide human behavior and action in everyday life. Values are embedded in every word we select and speak. What we wear, ways in which we interact, our perceptions and our interpretations of others' reactions, in what we say, and so on. Values are formed on the basis of interest, choices, needs, desires, and preferences. These comprise a nuclei of value formation. Values have a selective or directional quality. When preferences acquire certain definiteness, intensity, and stability, these become the criteria for judgment, choices, action, and grounds for decision making in behavior. Values thus are considered to be enduring beliefs upon which human beings act by preferences. Values involve the processes of thinking, knowing, or understanding by feeling and action. This involves feelings, that is, strong liking for something, feeling deeply about the things one values, and so on. People's actions often give us clues as to what they value. If we watch what a person does in spare time when he or she does not being coaxed or threatened to do a particular activity, we may get some idea about what he/she values. Generally, values refers for the desirable. It is difficult, however, to define what is desirable. What kind of things and or actions are good? What is desirable today may not be desirable tomorrow, and what is desirable here may not be desirable elsewhere. Desirable is when our actions promote the general good in terms of the norms and ideals of a particular society and in terms of the consequences of our practices and actions. In the context of education, we understand values on the basis of their intrinsic worth without reference to any end. Such values are called intrinsic or eternal values, which are good in themselves and in their own right, and are not means of something else. Values like truth, happiness, peace, beauty are considered intrinsic values and are desirable in any society. Values are sometimes confused with norms. The term norm is used for a relatively specific pattern or expected behavior and is obligatory. But value is considered matter of one's choice. For example, discipline is a value which could be adopted in every sphere of human activity, but not everyone may follow it. Once a particular value is internalized by the person, it becomes a norm for that person in making judgment, preferences, or a choice. The choice of what type of value a person prefers also makes values subjective in nature. Now let us see what are the sources of values. Great values are enshrined in a variety of sources like the constitution of a country, culture or social customs, religion, literature, the regular school subjects, co-curricular school activities, the atmosphere of the school. Now, what are the types of values according to different great men. Gandhiji's classification in order to create new social order. Gandhiji has introduced Nai Talim, which is popularly known as basic education. Truth, non-violence, freedom, democracy, Sarvadharma Sambhav, equality, self-realization, purity of ends and means, self-discipline are the source of Gandhiji's value. Edward Sprenger's classification. Sprenger in 1928, a German philosopher, made an attempt to classify values in 6 categories, namely theoretical value, economic value, aesthetic value, social value, political value, and religious value. Sherry and Verma's classification shows the 10 values as important: religious values, social values, democratic value, aesthetic value, economic value, knowledge value, hedonistic value, power value, family prestige value, and health value. And now by NCERT, a list of values is compiled, that is given by from the various documents on education as well as the study of Gandhian literature as given in documents on social, moral and spiritual values in education in 1979 is like this. First is abstinence, appreciation of cultural values or of others, anti-touchability, citizenship, consideration for others, concern for others, cooperation, cleanliness, compassion, common cause, common good, courage, courtesy, curiosity, democratic decision making, devotion, dignity of the individual, dignity of manual work, duty, discipline, empathy, endurance, equality, friendship, faithfulness, fellow feeling, freedom, forward look, good manners, gentlemanliness, gratitude, honesty, helpfulness, humanism, hygienic living, initiative, integrity, justice, kindness, kindness to animals, leadership, national unity, loyalty or to duty, national consciousness, non-violence, national integration, obedience, peace, proper utilization of time, punctuality, patriotism, quest for knowledge, purity, resourcefulness, regularity, respect for others, reverence for old age, sincerity, simple living, social justice, self-discipline, self-help, self-respect, self-confidence, self-support, self-study, self-reliance, self-control, self-restraint, social service, solidarity of mankind, sense of social responsibility, senses of discrimination between good and bad, socialism, sympathy, secularism and respect for all religions, spirit of inquiry, teamwork, team spirit, truthfulness, tolerance, universal truth, universal love, value for national and civic property. See how many values are listed by NCERT for teachers and teacher educators. The idea of what values should be fostered through education has been best expressed in the Constitution of India. The Indian Constitution has explicitly laid down fundamental duties of its citizen in Article 51A, emphasizing that every Indian citizen would promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectorial diversities, renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women, value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, protect and improve the natural environment, develop the scientific temper, abjure violence, strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. In its preamble itself, the Constitution lays down four universal value for universal value. The first one is justice, social, economic, and political. Second is liberty of thoughts, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Third is equality of status of opportunity and to promote among them all. Fourth is fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. Justice ensures that the freedom of one does not become tyranny for another. Justice to be truly meaningful needs sharing of power, compassion towards underprivileged, and empathy towards disadvantaged. And education for rights and duties becomes important to ensure a fight for justice. Liberty of thought and action is a fundamental value embedded in our Constitution. It is the basis of creativity and exploration of new ideas and experiments that can advance social progress. Respecting the rights of others to liberty of thoughts and action is the hallmark of a civilized society. Ensuring that this liberty of thought and action is not used to belittle or diminish the beliefs and status of others is what constitutes a decent society. Democracy creates opportunity to pursue one's chosen ends as well as respect others' rights to do so. In a diverse country like India, exercising freedom with responsibility is a must for ensuring peace in the nation. Value education. Value education does not take place in isolation. It must be set in the context of the world in which we live. Our choice to decide about the key value concerns in schools must thus also be firmly rooted in the contemporary challenges of society. Where there is terrorist attack, every now and then women and girls are abused. Where theft, murder and violence are frequent. Where many are marginalized and ignored by society as a whole. It is important that education for value is clearly set in the global as well as local context. Threats to humanity from climate change, globalization, emergence of technological choices, violence, terrorism, commercialization of education, the increasingly competitive environment and the aspirations of parents place a tremendous burden and add to the stress and anxiety in children. Schools are the microcosms of the world society. The disorder of the society and world surfaces in schools many ways. Further, there are disadvantages in education arising from inequalities of gender, caste, language, culture, religion, disabilities, etc. As pointed out in NCF 2005, these hierarchies deeply influence access to education and participation of children in schools, which range from the highest cost public-private schools to poorly functioning local body run primary schools. These realities tend to reinforce privilege and exclusion in schooling and undermine the constitutional values of equality of opportunity and social justice. All these conditions are detrimental to the personal growth and development of students and distortion of values, leading to indiscipline, violence, lack of responsibility, lack of respect, etc. Thus, our efforts towards value education must be rooted in the context of the problems and issues facing teachers and pupils in the schools. Equality is another value enshrined in the Constitution. Freedom and justice remain mere words if equality is not ensured. It implies freedom from exploitation and ensuring opportunities for individuals' development irrespective of the background, gender, culture, or socio-economic identity and status. Fraternity is at the heart of school, society, and nation. Social solidarity is a vital part of the society that has place for the aspirations of all members of society. Understanding the importance of fraternity or solidarity and the knowledge that we will belong to a large community, a nation, and globe is also to discover our inner humanity. It is only when we recognize our interdependence that we are empowered to help build peaceful nation and a world. The citizens need to internalize the principles of equality, justice, and liberty to promote fraternity among all regardless of religious beliefs, regional and local diversity. Now let us focus on what are the aims of value in teacher education. From a broader perspective, the aim of value education is linked with the fundamental question of what education itself is meant for. From individual's perspective, the purpose is to enable students achieve personal fulfillment for success in life and work. From societal perspectives, education aims to prepare young people to contribute to the society or nation and the world around. In neither case, however, education is to be perceived as an outcome but as an experience in itself, which will enable students to live safe, healthy, and fruitful lives and become responsible citizens who make positive contributions to the society. Education in values also prepares students for the world of work. The attitude and values of hard work, discipline, cooperation, communication skills, etc. enable them to develop healthy interpersonal relationships at home and in school, which in turn facilitate their better adjustment on the job. The employers do look for these qualities in their prospective employees. It is a common observation that advancement in a career depends not only on the intellectual abilities but also the abilities to sustain hard work, assume responsibility and work in teams and cooperate with others. While educational qualification helps to secure a job, efficiency to deliver in a job is often dependent on qualities of perseverance, cooperation, genuineness, hard work, communication, and relationship skills. At the individual level, fostering values in school students therefore needs to be seen as an investment in building the foundation for lifelong learning and promoting human excellence. The capacity to listen, patience, endurance, cooperation, teamwork, positive attitude towards study, work, and life are the hallmarks of a good student or a person. So, values in fact promote both academic as well as human excellence. In this sense, education for values humanizes education. At the societal level, education for values aims at promoting social cohesion and national integration for transforming societies, nations, and creating a better world. It can contribute to create the aspiration for transformation of the culture of war, violence, and greed into a culture of peace, where people learn and understand more about each other's uniqueness, human rights, and fundamental freedom, where people learn to care and share, to live together in a just, peaceful, and compassionate society, both in their immediate context and in their world at large. How could be the value-oriented teacher education? The growing concern over the erosion of essential values and an increasing cynicism in society has brought to focus the need for readjustments in the curriculum in order to make education a forceful tool for the cultivation of social and moral values. In our culturally plural society, education should foster universal and eternal values oriented towards the utility and integration of our people. Such value education should help eliminate obscurantism, religious fanaticism, violence, superstitions, and fatalism. Apart from this combative role, value education has a profound positive content based on our heritage, national goals, and universal perceptions. It should lay primary emphasis on this aspect. Education, as we know, is a process of bringing about desirable changes of behavior in the learner, in the way he thinks, feels, and acts in accordance with our concept of good life. In other words, it is a process of developing in the child knowledge, skills, attitudes, values, and behavior patterns that we consider desirable for him to have both as an individual and as a member of society. The various goals and aims of education, development of human resources, creativity, commitment to human values and social justice, national cohesion, scientific temper, and independence of mind and spirit, socialism, secularism, democracy are no more than educational expressions of our concepts of good life. To realize these aims, we design a curriculum, and curriculum is nothing but a planning and organized collection of desirable experiences, knowledge, skills, and attitudes from out of our cultural heritage. We thus see that education in its aims, curriculum, and methods is inseparably bound up with values. Even more, it is through education that society seeks to preserve and promote its values. When we speak of value oriented education, it is not our integration to suggest that one more subject by that name should be added to the school curriculum. We mean only that the development of proper values, attitudes, feelings, and behavior patterns which cut across all curricular experiences, instructional and otherwise, should be planned systematically and sincerely implemented. Thus, when we mean values in education, we mean value oriented education and not education of values. The whole education has to be value added and value oriented. First, the regular subjects of the school curriculum present themselves as potential reservoirs of values. Hidden in the structure and methodology of every discipline is a set of values, attitudes, and dispositions which are characteristics of it. Co-curricular activities are another important source for the development of values in children. NCC, NSS, Boy Scouts and Girls Guides, sports and games, etc. provide opportunities for children to come together in the pursuit of common goals and ideals. Apart from developing their creativity and distinctive intellectual, social, and cultural interests, students learn when they participate in these activities the values of democratic living, responsibility, cooperation, tolerance, and secularism. These activities provide experience in learning values through actual living. If value education must be a part of the education system, values or virtues must be integral to the whole process of education. Value education cannot be imparted as a separate bit of education. The whole of education has to be value oriented education. The very atmosphere of the school often radiates values. Tagore and Gandhiji laid greatest stress on creation of conducive atmosphere in educational institutes for the wholesome development of child's personality. The school atmosphere may be described as a sum total of influences generated by it, its setting, its traditions, and its ideals. The teachers, pupils, and parents, in a word, the ethos of the school. Where high ideals guide the working of the school, where teachers work with a sense of dedication, where there is mutual respect, affection, and love among all concerned, values are induced in the children. Now, after discussing detail about value-oriented teacher education, now what is the role of teacher educators in inculcating values? The teachers have a great role to play. The following roles are significant. A teacher has to function as an agent who stimulates, provokes, informs, and sensitizes the learners with reference to value situations in life. Through involving the learners actively in discussion, dialogue, and practical activities, the teacher should make them think and reflect on human actions and events. The teacher should also expose students to works of art, beauty in nature, and in human relationships and actions of moral worth, and develop their moral sensibilities. They should help in creating an atmosphere of love, trust, cooperation, and security in the school, conducive to the development of high ideals and values. They should possess the right qualities of mind and heart necessary for the pursuit of knowledge, love of knowledge, curiosity, and desire to know, sincere desires to keep on learning and update knowledge, humility, and honesty to admit ignorance. They should have a sound social philosophy characterized by social sensitivity, concern for social justice, and human rights. It is essential that they carry out their professional obligations in accordance with the highest standards and ethics of the teaching profession. The institutional processes in the training institution should help teachers acquire these capabilities, provide concern situations and opportunities, and actively involve them in appropriate learning experiences. They should develop a nationalistic feeling among students, create an awareness about the problems of future, especially those related to food, water, energy, environment, pollution, health, and population. Give equal importance to all students irrespective of caste, creed, sex, and money. And finally, I would like to say that values and ethics in teacher education is an important aspect of education affecting the students and the society as a whole. Many educators tend to take lightly the proper growth of students. Negligence will be detrimental to the well-being of our society on the whole. For adequate inculcation of values, educational institutions need to give support as well. As values are caught more than taught, the students need to grow up in an atmosphere of well-being. So, I'm happy to give this session on in detailed manner about ethics and values in teacher education. I hope it would be fruitful for all of you, and let us glow up our profession by admiring and by adopting some of the values and ethics in our profession. Thank you, and thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Once again, thank you very much.